Hey there, this is Kira Banks with the Banks Team Advisors. Thank you so much for joining in today. If this is your first time to this channel, we are here to connect, inspire you, and inform you of the local market. All right, so if that is something at all that is interesting to you and you would love to learn more and see what else that we have to talk to, go ahead, hit that notification bell, hit the subscribe, all that fun jazz so that you can be informed every time we upload some amazing content. All right, so I am talking to you out there who are maybe a little bit nervous, terrified, afraid of applying with a lender. So I'm always ready to tell y'all stories and all this stuff, but I notice sometimes if I ever get a call from someone who is interested in buying a home, I usually can tell when there's some hesitation in wanting to apply with a lender. My personal opinion is that before you begin getting out there seeing houses with an agent, I really advise that you know how you're going to pay for this. Somebody explained it that way and I loved it because it's true. Are you paying cash or are you financing? You got to know how you're going to pay for this. How are you going to do this? It's the same thing with buying a car or buying food, right? How are you paying for this? Cash or credit, right? So you got to know your purchase power. I hope after I go through a little of these things with you that it kind of eases any kind of anxiety or fear that you may have. And sometimes, honestly, people have anxiety or fears because maybe they really don't think that they're going to be able to qualify, and rejection just is not fun. Okay, nobody wants to be rejected. Some people are totally used to it and they know how to just bounce back and conquer. But there's a lot of us that don't like rejection. Nobody wants to be told no, especially in our time. They do not want to be told no. Or, hey, come back in a year or 6 months and I need you to do X, Y, Z. Nobody likes to hear that. They maybe know that their credit is shot or what have you, but they're just tired of trying to make it work, you know? But do not get discouraged. And I will also say, do what the lender is telling you to do, or get other advice as well from other lending institutions that can help you through getting the credit that you need if that's the problem. Okay, so let's first start off with, let's just say you are encountering a realtor and they're like, hey, how are you going to pay for this? Have you already talked with a lender? You're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to talk to a lender. They are scary monsters. Okay, or what do I say? What are they going to ask me for? All of these different things. I'm going to get into some questions that maybe you have brewing up there in your mind and answer those questions. So number one question is, what do I need to do or what do I need to say to this lender? Have you ever been told, hey, call this person? Just call them. You're like, well, why should I call them? Like, you can't do it. So please know, realtors cannot pull your credit, right? So you are calling to talk to that lender. Some questions that you can ask is, hey, this is my first time buying a home. I am a tiny bit nervous, but what would you need from me, right? How do I apply for this loan? What are some questions or paperwork documents that I may need? Okay. Can you explain to me a little bit about the loan types? Okay. Start asking them questions. It really will help. And again, I've said this on videos prior to, just like you're hiring an agent, you're hiring the lender as well. Now that agent may have referred that lender to you. You don't have to stick with that lender if you don't want to. You go with the lender that, like I say, maybe at least one of these are going to stick for that person you know, like, or trust them. Do they feel trustworthy to you? Are you liking having a conversation? Are they answering your questions? Or are they just trying to hurry you off the phone? And they're like, just go on my website, right? Pushing you off. You don't want that, okay? Do you know them? You may actually know a lender and feel very comfortable with working with them because they know you, they know your situation. Great, hire them. All right, so that's number one. Number two questions I've kind of seen is, what are they going to ask for? Okay, when you're filling out that application, and guys, listen, fill it out. Even if you don't hit submit, you can see the questions that they're asking, right? They want to know, where do you work? They will need your social security. What kind of money do you have in your bank account? How much? They're going to ask for your job. How much do you make on your job? Dependents, all kinds of questions such as that. All right. Now, they're also going to ask you for paperwork and documents, right, to verify. Believe it or not, and I don't believe that this is you, there are people that have put in false information, right, so that they can get a higher loan amount. Why someone would do that, I don't know, especially if you can't buy that amount of a house, right? You can't afford the monthly payment. So they will ask for bank statements. They will ask for pictures of your driver's license, because they need to see that you are who you are. Social security, they're going to want your W-2 or your tax documents, okay? These are all things that you need. I'll never forget the day. This has only happened to me one time, but there was a girl that was applying, and she was like, there is no way I'm giving my bank statements to this lender. And I told her, well, I don't know how you're going to buy a house, okay? And I was very honest, unless you're paying cash or something, but still, if you're paying cash, you're going to have to show proof of funds. Somebody sees your bank statement. That you don't have to send your bank statement, but I mean, obviously the bank has it, but for lenders, they need to know how much money you have in your account, because they need to see the reserves to see, are you going to be able to pay the down payment? They can't just go off of what you say. Please understand that. Nobody's calling you a liar, but there are plenty of people that have paved the way before us. So that's why there are all of these rules and laws in place. Okay, so please keep that in mind. All right, another question. What if I don't qualify for the amount that I want? Honestly, what I'm going to personally tell you is, well, usually most times it's going to be your debt to income. To be frankly honest, it's going to be your debt to income ratio. If it's too tight or too high, you're not going to be able to get the amount of house that you want. So my advice to you is to lower your debt or increase your income. It's very simple. It may not be simple to do, but it's a simple solution. Now, to know what debt to pay off. I have had people say, okay, I'm about to pay off all this stuff. I'm like, wait, before you do that, get with the lender, okay? Because sometimes paying off some things could cause a problem, okay? It could cause your score to drop, right? So think about that. Ask advice before you do something, okay? I'm telling y'all from experience that I've seen this happen to people. It's not fun. All right, so make sure and ask, what do I need to pay off to be able to qualify for fill in the blank? How much amount do you want to qualify for? See what you need to do, okay? See what problem you need to solve. That's the best way I can put it. All right, also, if the lender is telling you that you only qualify, I usually try to use $300,000, but you want a $400,000 house, hey, it may be okay for you to start at $300,000 and wait 3 years or something and get your $500,000 house, right? So they're trying to put you in the best financial place to be able to actually afford it and not default on the loan. That's one thing we don't want to happen to anyone, okay? We don't want to see foreclosures or short sales. Remember, you have to live. You don't want to be house poor, all right? Number 4 question, will I understand what in the world they are talking about? You may not, okay? But we have Google and YouTube that helps to explain a little bit deeper. If they say PMI, if they say PITI, if they say a CD, these are all like abbreviations and words that we use. If they say escrow, if they say all of these words that you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, please go and Google, or also for the life of yourself, ask them. Never be afraid to ask that lender as many questions as you need to ask to make sure that you understand. You're about to borrow a lot of money. You need to know the answers. Okay? Do not hesitate in getting your questions answered. Okay? You need to know what all of those things mean. All right. Will they see all of my accounts? That's another little question that I've already answered, but please keep in mind that they will ask not just for your checking savings account. Do you have any other accounts, IRA, stocks, other things, retirement account, especially if you are not showing the down payment amount in your account. They're like, where is this money coming from? Do you have it under your mattress? Please, guys, don't have money under your mattress. All right. If you think the bank is going to take it, what if your house catches on fire and it burns up? You're not getting it back there either. At least the bank is insured and can give you the money back. Prayerfully. Okay. So please keep in mind that you can't have mattress money. You can't have like some money coming, or if you get child support, that's something else. That's a way, right, of showing income. They're gonna need documentation. I can't explain or express that enough. So can I reiterate, please don't be afraid. You need to know how much you qualify for, what's your purchase power, what loan type do you have, how much do you need to put down. And listen, just because you apply does not mean that you need to buy a house tomorrow. You may decide to wait a year because you want something in particular, whatever that is. You can also shop lenders. Within 30 days, you can shop. They're going to get the same score. Look for that lender that maybe is, if you need 100% financing, that's giving that, or you want a better interest rate, then look for that, or someone who just has a better process and you flow better with. Shop around. Okay, I hope that this video was absolutely informative to you. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.